Okay, basically,
36 points. And the second one was played by Warriors, that is Imo Dragons versus Discover Academy from Warri. And the Imo Dragons are from Imo State, of course, and the 66 to 50. Then, of course, the third final game was played by Raptown versus Achievers, which Raptown gave it first half. And President won that game by 6 points, which was 60-66.
okay, so
And then we now go to the semi-finals, which was played by 7 p.m. And Imo Dragons qualified to the finals today, which is supposed to play by 11 p.m. And also because tonight they've been busy also. And I think today we are going to see very
okay, so it's your basketball, of course, sports generally in Nigeria, and how just streamlined other sense of football is being kind of given ear to, especially just football. How impactful, how important is this kind of tournament, especially this very one that you are reporting from Asaba? How is it very vital, and how does it like impact people directly? Are people really responding, and are they showing interest really in that? And how do you think is vital to the revolution of basketball, especially in Nigeria?
in Nigeria is still somewhere that we really cannot talk about and talk about the progress now. But this last tournament, we really help these guys to really pick up. And consistently tell the honestly in Asaba, we tell them
Well,
that's it.
here and there, and of course, they haven't yet found to Nottingham Forest in the English Premier League at Old Trafford, which is unusual for Manchester United. What is it that Manchester United are really lacking? Does it have to do with the players, or is it kind of a board issue that is affecting the players? What is really wrong? Because if you look at it, they have brought in some good kind of managers. Someone like Jose Mourinho, for example, he couldn't do anything. He didn't. He just gave them a name. What is basically the problem now? The new owner is a bit with Manchester United at the moment.
If you ask me a lot of, I'll say because they talk about seeing them and over the call, and the ball is also a piece of angle. Even there is an accusation also when we talk about the Vegas family can become a player we are bringing in. Does it fit into the system?
Rio Ferdinand, former Manchester United legend, I'm talking about the basic issue in Manchester. He said, well, bring in somebody who is quality manager. Is it discrediting Amorim precisely? Because we've seen what Amorim done in Sporting CP before he came to Manchester United. He seemed to be a little bit more tactical, new era, But Real Partner was saying, well, if you guys really want to bounce back Manchester United, you need to then send this guy, get another guy, get an example of what he really meant. Like people like that. If such kind of managers are brought in, especially for the Manchester United, we used to know back and form, revamped as they used to.
Let us be honest, even if you coach, assistant coach, and third assistant coach, and this assistant coach. If you bring them together to even work together for Manchester United, you still do not.
The draws will be taking place today. And of course, the 2026 World Cup is kind of a new setting. And of course, an addition of 3 countries, of course, or so, has been, included in the next World Cup in 2026. 3 countries: Mexico, the United States of America and Canada will be hosting the World Cup for 2026. Please, how do you think this will be, effective, especially the qualification, the draws? The draws will be taken. Does this addition of teams and, of course, spread
and stuff like that. But what I see with hosting like at least, but we are talking about the distance. Even if you are playing a good game, so even if it's not copy swiftly, we agree with you that we still really also and of course to strike, it's open up the number of teams that are going for the World Cup. So I think it gives room for those things that naturally, or countries that naturally, or they will not be able to qualify to the World Cup because we know with respect countries like Niger, so when you now have a lot of sports, you see people like Niger are able to select a sport for even for the World Cup. So I think for me, I think in the World Cup development, I will let everybody see and test the World Cup thriller. Mr. Lawrence.
Yeah, actually it's a very good development. But looking at it in the players' kind of point of view, now we've seen what happened, of course. In recent times, of course, just this season, basically. For example, the UEFA Champions League games where it's not as we used to know. Games were increased, played as if it's a league or something, and then players get strained up with a lot of international duties. They need to go home, play a lot of matches, come back, play a lot of matches in the side clubs and all that. Wouldn't this really have effect on the players, especially in terms of fatigue, Because most of the players, when they go for international break, for example, they come back fatigued and then, injured somehow.
Of course, it looks like there's no clue about it. But I have to put this. What is also called once in every 4 years. So I think it's still about that. Unlike the English, the Champions League, unlike the Champions League, every year. And can you tell me? Mr. Lion, can you there?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me, Mr. Lawrence?
Yes, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Unlike Champions League, where you have to play everything the yearly tournament annually, you play it annually. We are talking about the World Cup. The World Cup are playing once in 4 years. So I think that will really not be a problem. But where I have issue is increasing the UEFA Champions League number of teams that are going to play and the number of people that are going to play. The format they are using this time, I think it's really not good at all because it creatures will be congested.
He's having, a very complex and complicated one. Like it's seeming as if we're not really gonna get some out of this. Somehow qualify for the World Cup. A lot going on with the Nigerian Super Eagles. A lot of issues going on. Do you really feel that Nigeria can really go ahead and qualify for the World Cup? We have qualified for the Africa Nations for 2025, of course, next year in Morocco. But are we really gonna? Do you see us qualifying for the World Cup? Seeing the countries we'll be facing for the World Cup qualifiers. Just quickly. Okay. I think we've lost Mr. Abel, and do take you all through the results, and then we will. Okay, we're going right back. It's still sports here on PNB TV. I'm Lawrence. Of course, we've been discussing some couple of games of the basketball that has been taking place in Asaba, of course, through our correspondent who is there, Abel Sunday, and of course, taking us through what has been happening. The finals will play today in Asaba by 12 p.m. Of course, we'll bring you the results of that in our next show tomorrow by 1 p.m. But then we talked about some couple of clubs like Manchester United and the Reds, and of course the Europa League, which has been played. Some matches played yesterday, and we're going to take you through that before we round up on the show. And of course, so a couple of matches, as I've said earlier, being played in the Europa League, and we'll begin with Offenham, that played FCSB They ended in a goalless draw in that game. Ludogorets Razgrad played a 2-2 draw with Alkmaar. And of course, Malmo FF played a 2-2 draw equally with Galatasaray. Olympiacos played a goalless draw again with FC20. Of course, it was a goalless draw stops, and of course a draw bandwagon in the Europa League for the first games. But PAOK actually beat Ferencvaros by 5-0 yesterday, and Roma played and won 3-0 against SC Braga. And of course, Union SD Galice played against Nice as they won by 2-1. Victoria Pleasant, however, were not able to get a point against Manchester United. They were beaten at home by United by 2-1, courtesy of Holland brace for Manchester United to clear Onana's mistakes. Ajax played at home against Lazio, and they lost that game by 3-1. And Bodo Glimt played against Besiktas, where they beat Besiktas by 2-1 as well. Elfsborg played, of course, against Karabakh FK, where they won by 1-0. And of course, FC Porto yesterday humbled FC Midtjylland by beating them 2-0. Lyon played against NC Frankfurt, where that was, of course, a 5-goal thriller game in that match, of course, and they won by 3-2. Maccabi Tel Aviv played against RFS, where they won by 2-1. Rangers, however, welcomed Tottenham Hotspur, where the game ended up in a 1-1 draw. And of course, Real Sociedad played against Dynamo Kyiv, where they won by 3-0. And of course, Slavia Praga played against Anderlecht, and they lost that game by 2-1. And there you have it. Of course, the results, and of course, some of the games that will be coming up for you. And of course, other news